What's up YouTube, Mike here again, and I wanted to do a quick review on the Stratus XL gaming controller for the iPad. Now this works with any iOS device, essentially iPad, iPhone, or any iPod for that matter. But I've been playing with this for a little while, and so far I like it. I mean, you've got two options if you want to game with a controller. First one is you can jailbreak, which I've done, and you use a PlayStation 2 controller. But that's actually kind of limited. I found that it works with some games and others that don't. Or you can go ahead and splurge and buy this sucker, and it works with pretty much any game that is compatible for a controller in the App Store. So with that, let's take a look at it. All right, Mike again, and let's take a closer look at the Stratus XL gaming controller. Now, I picked this up at the Apple Store. Again, it's a little pricey. This is around $70, but if you're one that likes iOS games and are not a fan of touch controls like myself, this is totally worth it. Like I said, your other option is to jailbreak, which works fine. Like I said, you use a Bluetooth game controller, but I found that it doesn't work with every game. Like right now I've got Asphalt 8 open, and I was using the PS2 controller and a jailbreak, and it worked fine. But when I tried to play Dead Trigger, for whatever reason, only partially the controls worked with the jailbreak. So with this, it's guaranteed to work. If you go to the Stratus SteelSeries website, it's got the full list of games that it supports, and it's a really large list of games. And of course, if you go to the App Store, it'll tell you if the game is supported by a controller or not. But let's take a look at the hardware. This does take batteries, so it's not rechargeable. It looks very similar to an Xbox One controller. I apologize right now for the lighting, it's kind of bad in here, but it's very similar to an Xbox One controller, about the same quality as well. As you can see, the thumb controllers are set up like a PlayStation controller, whereas on an Xbox, you know, this one is up here. But you got your two thumbsticks, you got your analog, your buttons, the pause button works, and of course you got your buttons on the front. Pairing this is very easy. I mean, you just follow directions. You go to your settings, you hold the little button down here, and it pairs without an issue. So fairly simple. And again, pop this open, you put your batteries on. It's got your on and off switch, but feels very nice in the hand. It's about the same weight as an Xbox controller. No issues here. I'll do a quick demo. Again, this is not to demonstrate the game as much as the controller itself. I'm probably in the middle of a crash right now. All right, yeah, so there we go, I just crashed. But all the buttons work. Like I said, I'm using thumb controller, a little drift action. You know, very responsive. It's hard to play from behind the camera, but you get the idea. I mean, this is definitely the only con for this controller is the price. It isn't really overpriced, but to be honest with you, it's the only controller out there of this caliber for iOS. So there's some smaller controllers that are meant to be designed for the iPhone that'll work on this. However, this is really the only full-size controller on the market, unless of course you jailbreak and you buy a $40 PS2 controller. But with this, it's guaranteed to work on whatever game you want to play, as long as it supports, of course, controller input. But me, I hate touch controls, so a lot of stuff I'll just buy it to review it and return it, but this I'm going to keep because occasionally I do like the game, and with this controller it just makes it such a easier, more enjoyable experience. I mean, if you use AirPlay or if you hardwire this to your TV via an HDMI adapter, then essentially you've got a portable console with this. So it works well, just like it should. Again, go to the Stratus SteelSeries website, and it'll show you the complete list of games, but it is pretty extensive, and more games are starting to incorporate controller input. So again, if you're a big iOS gamer, this is totally worth it, but I still think the price is too high for what it is. But like I said, this is around $70 plus tax. I mean, you can get it on Amazon. I just happened to pick this one up at the Apple Store. But with that, I mean, totally check it out. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.